Okay, y'all, so I am going to start reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. I used to watch this show from day one. And it started off so good, y'all. And it just got so extremely toxic and disrespectful to the lead lady of the show. And I just couldn't stomach anymore, so I stopped watching it. It was probably 2 or 3 reunions ago, if I even made it through the reunion. So if you have not followed Love and Marriage Huntsville, it was centered around this group of couples who were in real estate in Huntsville and doing multiple businesses, building the community back. And one of the marriages, Melody and Martell, just kind of tanked through his continuous cheating. So, and everybody was coming for this lady, just everyone on the show, and it was hard to watch, so I just stopped watching it. But she is stronger now, and I can't say that she was ever really weak, because she left him with 4 kids and rebuild her life, and she has an entire empire over there now. Her name is Melody Cherie Rogers, if you don't know who she is. I say that, to me, as I've kind of caught up on the season and caught up on some of the things, I will say that she is a survivor of narcissistic abuse, and she was married to this man for years. So anything really negative, I can kind of understand if there is anything as you watch the show. And if you do, I just invite you to kind of find out a little bit more about her story, her history, and all that she's dealt with. And it may give some insight into her personality. Anyway, the season is heating up in the YouTube streets. Everybody has been coming for her for years. Honey, she is pulling receipts and pulling out facts, and it is not making these people look good that have been so comfortable with kind of throwing dirt on her name and knowing that she's going to take the high road and she's not going to say anything. Baby, she's stinging them left and right. So they're still filming. It's heating up, and I'm here with the review. So season 8, episode 9, Beyond Scared, Stormi. The episode opens up with Stormi. She has a warrant for harassing communications, and another charge. It's 2 charges that she has. She's learned that she has a warrant and has to turn herself in. She's upset and clearly scared. She's blaming the victim, who is a YouTube content creator. And there's plenty out there in the YouTube streets about the background. But I'm going to do my best to review this show and stick to what's on script. So her mother-in-law is comforting her. She's speaking words of reassuring her and, speaking words of comfort. She's loving on Stormi. Stormi's able to be vulnerable and kind of, let the tears out and the emotions out in a safe space. And I like this. I like this scene with them because it is her mother-in-law, and she's being very loving towards her and very comforting. So much so that I entered a prayer. I entered a petition to God, y'all. One, if I ever have a mother-in-law, because I would have to get married for that, but please let her be as loving and supportive as this lady. She truly loves Stormi. She is showing that she loves Stormi as if she was her own daughter, and that's what it's supposed to be about. So, shout out to her. That was a really sweet scene. Stormi is predicting the news title. The news titles, and I must agree with her. All the TikTok and YouTube titles that's gonna drag her when she get this her mugshot. So I have to agree with you, Stormi. They gonna come for you, girl. Tisha, Destiny, and Trisha. They are doing a candle making class inspired by Destiny's next business venture. She's doing a kind of relaunch of her candle line, like home fragrance line, and candles is going to be the first thing. So Tisha and Destiny had the same hairstyle. I thought that was interesting. Anyway, all the ladies looked good. Trisha is in great shape. and she brings up the subject of healthy eating. So they converse about that a little bit, comparing the unhealthy habits of everybody but Trisha. And then they get into the gala. Stormi just hosted a gala for her new body oil in the last episode, and so Trisha was one of the models, and Tisha and Destiny were there. Destiny expresses the Sunny and Moses situation. So a quick backstory of that: Destiny was a cast on the show. Sunny was a producer. She was her producer, and she is now married to Moses, Destiny's ex. So Sunny pulls her aside, wants to talk to her. Destiny has absolutely nothing nice to say about her. It's a, she perceives it as a backstabbing moment. It does not look great for Sunny, and Sunny feels like she won the prize, and she wants her and Destiny to be okay because she doesn't want to be dragged as, a violation of the girl code. And Destiny wasn't having it. Neither is she having it in this episode. Destiny wants to be a threat. Like, the question came up, does she see you as a threat? And Destiny's like, absolutely she does. I think Destiny still wants Moses to want her. And she has not thrown in the towel of losing that fight for him. And that's unfortunate because it looks like this guy is really for the streets. That's my opinion. Sunny thinks that her experience with Moses and seeing multiple women and her being just one of the many was her experience with Moses. And once she got with him, he stopped all that. I mean, she's the one wearing the ring, but they got engaged and married in 48 hours. It wasn't that quick, but it was very quickly. And so to me, I just have to wonder if that's really, really, truly authentic, or if he's attached to her because, she's the better provider. Don't come for me. I'm just saying. So we're back with Stormi and her husband. She is fresh out of jail. She was in there a whole 15 minutes and she is so happy it's over. She brings up her mom, who still hasn't called her, and she's hurt. She's hurt that when she told her mom about the warrant, she was so devastated, and she needed her mom. She wanted her mom there when she went and turned herself in, and her mom hit her with, well, that's just kind of what you get. She was looking for support in that moment, and it appears that it triggers Stormi, because Stormi's like, it's just like all the other moments in my life. She was never there. And I kind of feel bad for her about that. I'm sorry, Stormi. They can't feel good. Unfortunately, in most communities, I won't say our community because I know it's not just us, and I say us because I am an ethnic girl and my experience is mostly of my community, but it is unfortunate that a lot of girls have that experience with their mother. So I appreciate her being transparent and touching on that subject. So shout out to Stormi for her vulnerability. Let's go. So Trisha is still married. She's been married for about 15 years. She and her husband have been separated for maybe 6 years, and she has a boyfriend. His name is Ken, and they've been living together for about a year. So her situation appears complicated when you think about it, but as she get into this conversation with her sister, she is talking to her kids about the divorce that, she will be filing for divorce with from her husband, their dad, and they seem to take it okay. And then she's also having a conversation with her sister that she's more concerned about because, she doesn't want to be judged or, be ridiculed about her decisions. And she's expecting that, but she has the conversation. And at first, I'm thinking that she's with this Ken guy because it's the best option. Like, it's a logical decision, not really a love decision. They've been separated for years. It's clear that he's not coming back. And I was thinking initially that if he was to get himself together today, that, you know, she'd be open to it. But as I listened to the conversation with her and her sister, she explains that they never should have been together. You know, they've been together since high school. They have been together since high school. They started a family. And they tried to make it work. And they just were not compatible on any level. And she believed that they got married because she had kids. And I understand that. Like, I empathize with doing things in a way of what other people expect or what society expects of you. And, you know, being in a state of misery. So I felt her when she said, when her sister was like, you know, mom and dad been married for 30 something years. They had 6 kids. You know, are you sure? Are you sure it's over? Are you sure? And when she said that, you know, I want to die happy, I felt her in that moment, and I understood where she was. They are truly over. She has love for him, but she doesn't want him anymore. And it sounds like it was over before they even separated, and they're both on the same page. So she's going to be filing those papers. I think she's going to be filing those papers. But I was reassured that, okay, she's not just playing with this Ken guy. Because I was getting ready to call Ken and be like, bro, you need to have a plan B. Now I wasn't going to call him for real. And I would never do that. But I'm just saying, I was concerned for him. But I get it. So, you know, hopefully they live happily ever after. I do like her home. Her home was very nicely decorated. I like Trish's home. And I like the transparency that she was having with her sister. So the guys are bowling. And by guys, I mean Martell, Melody's ex-husband. Ken, Trisha's current boyfriend. Courtney, Stormi's husband. And Chris, Nell Fletcher's husband. The two that are missing are Maurice and Marcel. Courtney made the invite, and I can't remember if they have beef or not, but I was kind of surprised that they weren't there. But anyway, it was a pleasant guy kind of thing. They were all laughing, joking, poking fun at each other, doing what guys do. And Kim brings up that Trisha was upset with Martell because he acted like he didn't know her. And they're kind of trying to probe into, so what's the deal? Martell is like, listen, I meet so many women, you know, I didn't remember her. She looked different. You know, she told me that she knew me from my brother. I don't really know. And I'm going to tell you, they're saying Martell isn't being completely honest. And he isn't, because he says in the preview of next episode, I think he was talking to Stormi, that she came to his house. So, you know, I was thinking that this may have been somebody that he may have tried to be dealing with while he was married, and that's why he's so reluctant. He did say that nothing ever happened between them. And Trish isn't really, you know, she's saying that she's upset that he's acting like he doesn't know her, but she hasn't told us how they know each other. So, you know, is this a mental gymnastics thing to keep us interested? I don't really know. I'm kind of bored with it, but I mean, Martell isn't married anymore and she's with Ken, so I hope they drop it, honestly. Moving on. What I do find interesting is that on Martell's brand, he plans to marry again. He's just hoping a woman will accept him with 5 kids, knowing that he has them every other week. And so someone broaches the subject of, well, it would be easier if you would just marry one of the mamas. But he's making it very clear he is not marrying his the mistress who broke up his family. Well, they broke up their family together. He's not marrying this girl. And child, that's dreadful, honey, because she been popping her gums all over the YouTube streets like she won a prize. Like she's wearing the Sunny hat, how Sunny's acting with Moses. She wore that hat. But he's not marrying her. And I would say it's unfortunate, but girl, that's what she gets. So Stormi and her mom are having a conversation post jail turn-in. And Stormi is expressing to her how she hurt her feelings. She called her devastated and needing her. And can I just say that this lady looked like she is full of mean? I mean, it's like if you had positive energy flowing towards her, it would just dead stop, like right there. Like she blocks it, kind of. I'm sorry. That's just how I'm reading it. I just had to say that because it was hard for me to look at her. Not that she's hard to look at, but it was just hard for me to look at her. It's like her face is a big old smashed in stop sign. Like, don't look at me and don't talk to me. Okay, back to the review. Stormi's mom is punishing her by withholding her support because she is cordial with Melody. Her disdain and the way she feels about how Melody moves is worth her daughter's comfort. Stormi is expressing that she's hurt, and her mom responds with, "Oh well, you deserve it." Their conversation turns to Mel and her disdain for Mel, and why Stormi has basically reaped what she's sown. I feel for Stormi. It's kind of like a damned if she do and damned if she don't moment. She's trying to express to her mother about how her actions or lack of support hurt her in an effort for them to move forward, and her mom is pretty stubborn about it. It's like classic unrequited love, and from your own mom. Like, that was a little hard for me to watch, but shout out to Stormi because she's fighting for her relationship with her mom and to have a positive relationship with her mom. She is calm and kind of gets the conversation back on track, and she gets her mom to apologize, which this lady takes pride in. That's not something that she does, but she softens up. She did apologize. I think this lady is kind of she is a result of her own trauma, and she feels like this dysfunction is normal. It's kind of like her strength for her, but it looks really bad, Miss Betty. It looks really bad, but don't come for me, girl. I'm just saying. But they did end on a good note, and Stormi was pleased with the apology. That's all that she wanted, and I'm happy for her. Shout out to her. Like I said, shout out to her for fighting for her relationship with her mother. Because, girl, I was hurt for her. So that's Love and Marriage Huntsville. That was this episode. I tried to be as biased as I could, really, and stick to the script. Do you guys watch this show? I'm kind of glad I'm getting back into it. I think that there is some benefit in seeing some of these broken, unhealthy relationships. It really is reflective on a lot that goes on in the community. So, I think that there can be some good from watching it. It wasn't very toxic or triggering for me, this episode. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Hopefully it's a healthy balance of the drama and some realness. But I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna drop this review. Forgive my stuttering and all of that. I'm not watching it on demand. There is a lot of content about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and I want my voice to be heard. So there you go. Thank you for rocking with me. It's your girl Duchess, and I appreciate you being here. Have a good one. I'm out.